Let me set the scene. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Fed by Fire, where I sit right here with you like we're on your couch and walk you through the wildest cases hitting the streets, the feds, and the headlines. We don't romanticize it, we don't glamorize it, we just break it down raw, the danger, the details, the crazy twists, but always respectful and always real. And today we got a stacked lineup of cases that sound like 4 different movies, but they're all real, all federal, and all unfolding right now. Let's start with an Olympic snowboarder who went from the podiums to cartel politics. Number 1, Operation Giant Slalom. The Olympic snowboarder turned international hitmaker. I want you to imagine this. A dude who used to train on mountains, snow flying, cameras clicking, sponsorships calling, now sitting in Mexico, holding a phone, ordering hits on people across the hemisphere. That's Ryan James Wedding, 44 years old, Canadian, former Olympic snowboarder, now one of the FBI's top 10 most wanted. There's a $15 million reward on his head. The indictment reads like a narco fan fiction, except it's so real the FBI brought in the RCMP, Interpol, Colombian National Police, the whole alphabet soup. We're talking murder of a federal witness in Medellin, revenge murders in Canada, tons of blow moved from Colombia, Mexico, US, a whole criminal empire laundering money for him, lawyers, musicians, girlfriend, online gossip sites, owners all roped into this. This man wasn't running a crew, he was running a cross-continental enterprise. Picture this, a witness eating at a restaurant in Medellin, the hum of traffic outside, people laughing, enjoying their night, and somewhere across the border, maybe in Mexico, Wedding gives a quiet phone order, and minutes later, gunshots. A cooperating witness gone, a message sent loud and clear. It took dozens of arrests across multiple countries to even scratch the surface of his network. Lawyers funneling him documents they shouldn't have. A gangland news website owner getting paid not to report on him and even posting the victim's picture to help locate him. A reggaeton musician handing over the target's phone number. This is the kind of stuff you see in cartel exposés, but this is happening now. And as of this episode, Wedding himself is still gone, hiding, protected by cartel associates. But every day that the reward gets sweeter and every day the walls close in a little tighter. This is Operation Giant Slalom, and we're just on chapter 1. Number 2, the Keanu Reeves burglary crew SATG thieves that hit Hollywood. Now let's switch gears. Same global scale, but instead of hitman blow shipments, this is high-end burglary rings coming out of Chile. Imagine your home being broken into by people you'll never see, people hopping country to country on tourist visas, moving like shadows, and your stolen stuff ends up 5,000 miles away. That's what South American theft groups, STAGs, are doing. And one of their victims, Mr. Keanu Reeves, Mr. John Wick himself. December 2023, his home gets hit. Jewelry gone, personal items gone, even a custom Rolex tied to the John Wick movies. Fast forward, Chilean police run operations in Santiago. They hit stash houses, search warrants, intel drops, and in early 2025, they find items from 2 U.S. burglaries. One of those burglary victims, Keanu, and here's the part that messes with your head. The stolen goods are sitting quietly inside an apartment on the other side of the fucking world. Not pawned, not melted, not sold, just stockpiled, waiting to be moved, fenced internationally. The FBI files down, the Chilean PDI works side by side with them. They recovered the items in August. They hand them back to the rightful owners. Keanu even wrote a handwritten thank you letter to the agent. You know how rare that is? He named every unit: LAPD, FBI Los Angeles, FBI Santiago PDI. Thank you so much for all your effort and dedication, professionalism, and cross-border cooperation. My warmest regards, Keanu. Not an email, not a PR statement, a handwritten letter. That tells you how personal this hit was. Then there's the other victim, a guy named Eric Lorsheeter. Duke class ring gone, Marine Corps memorabilia gone, some of it recovered, some lost forever. SATGs don't discriminate between celebrities and regular folks. If you look wealthy, you're on their list. These crews use surveillance, jammers, spotters, getaway drivers, short-term tourist stays, flights in and out. Local cops don't know what happened, and they've been targeting athletes, actors, public figures, anybody with a large home and a travel schedule. The FBI said it straight. Crime knows no borders anymore, and this case proves it. Alright, let's go number 3 to Connecticut. Mr. Daquan Siegel, or Energy Graham, the Fetty that took lives. Now we get into the heavy part. This one hits with weight. In Ansonia, Connecticut, a guy named Daquan Graham, known as Siegel in Energy. To the DEA, it wasn't a nickname. He was a large-scale distributor pouring poison into Fairfield County. This wasn't a guy selling small bags. This wasn't an addict trying to survive. He was moving serious amounts, and 2 people died because of it. One man in Branford in 2023, one woman in Shelton in 2024. Picture that for a second. You're somebody's son, you're somebody's daughter, and you think you're taking a normal hit, maybe something you've done before, but this time it's mixed with xylazine. It's stronger than what you're used to. It's your last night on earth. Their families had no idea their kids' overdose cases would lead back to a single supplier. January, February 2025, the DEA runs controlled buys. Fetty with xylazine, consistent with the same chemical signatures found in the overdose victims. Then, February 26, 2025, they set up a big buy. Graham shows up, and as soon as the product hits the air, the feds swarm. He had 400 grams of Fetty, more Fetty on him, blow, and rock. That wasn't a slip-up. This was a full operation. He pleads guilty in July. The judge gives him 130 months, almost 11 years, plus 5 on supervised release. He'll be out in his 40s. But those 2 overdose victims, their families don't get parole. They don't get supervised release. They don't get a second chance. This case is important because it shows you the human cost behind the headlines. Alright, let's go to number 4. Rhode Island, Raphael and Rivera and the 37 kilos of blow. Last one, and this is one of the cleanest federal interdictions I've seen in a while. Raphael Rivera, 33, for Miami. In summer 2025, he rents a car, no fancy plane, no secret compartments, just a regular rental. Inside that rental, 37 kilos of blow. Let me paint this picture. Miami humidity, long highway interstate signs ticking by, 37 brick-shaped packages wrapped tight in the trunk. Rivera behind the wheel, probably thinking he's invisible, because that's how most mules feel. He drives the entire East Coast, Miami, through the Carolinas, through Jersey, straight into Rhode Island. What he didn't know is that the DEA had been watching. These cases don't happen by accident. Federal agents don't randomly stumble on 37 keys. When he pulled into Smithfield, that was already the end of the movie. That was a wrap. Agents stop him. They ask questions. Rivera admits he has narcotics, and they open the trunk like it's Christmas. 37 keys. That's cartel level inventory. That's a life sentence waiting the feds. You know, he gets arrested immediately, indicted, arraigned, presumed innocent until trial. But the breaks don't lie. This case is part of an Operation Take Back America, a DOJ move to rip out cartel pipelines crossing state lines. Rivera was one gear in a huge machine, and when gears break, machines stop. That's what this arrest was. Alright, this is the world we live in. 4 cases, 4 different parts of the map, 4 different crimes, one common thread. The world is smaller than it's ever been. The crime doesn't stay in one neighborhood anymore. We got a former Olympian ordering hits like he's playing fucking chess across 3 countries, Chilean burglary crews looting millionaire homes and hiding the loot in another continent, a Connecticut dealer moving enough fetty to take lives before he even realizes whose hands it's reached, and a Miami transporter driving across the entire East Coast with a trunk full of blow destined for Rhode Island. This isn't Hollywood. This isn't a Netflix script. This is happening right now. And you're seeing it right here on Fed by Fire, broken down raw, honest, and in your face, breaking down the stories hot off the press. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my TikTok. Do us a favor and subscribe. Everybody, have a good Friday.